Hey friend, I let the truth be told. This is Boy You Know, and you are tuned into conversation with Boy You Know, where I let the truth be told. You take it or you leave it, but you will hear it. Okay? This is conversation with Boy You Know.
Baby, 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 you driving me wild, you driving me so crazy. Got me acting out, got me trying to stay sober. Wanted your love and I'm out here hungover. You made me wanna take you to London, Paris. Times we'll cherish. No comparing to you. Don't need Keisha, Karen, don't want Megan, Sharon. Girl, I swear that it ain't fair that all the pretty girls, they got nothing on you, they got nothing on you, yeah. All the pretty girls, they got nothing on you, they got nothing on you. Girl, you know you cute, girl, you know you cute, girl, you know you cute. Stuck in a pretty bad world. Oh, you got the nerve, wearing that skirt up and grabbing your curves. If you ask me, you got that drip chocolate factory. All of these chicks coming at me, but none of these girls compare to you. In Paris, make some times we'll cherish. Baby, there's no comparing to you.
Hey friends, hey friends, hey friends, hey. Let the truth be told by Boy You Know. Let the truth be told by Boy You Know. And you know, I let the truth be told. So on today's topic, we are talking about how to build a foundation. And once you build that foundation, you need to maintain it. So we're gonna also talk about that too. So build a foundation and what are the tools needed to maintain that relationship. And it can be any relationship, personal relationship, with friends and family or your significant other, or professional relationships and acquaintances. You know, those people you are interacting with on a regular basis. That's what I'm talking about today, how to build a foundation. Because we are heard, strangers can do more for you than your friends, or strangers can do more for you than people you know and your families. You need to cut that out. Cut it out. Stop with that phrase. Strangers or someone who don't know you will be able to do this for you more than your family or your friends and those who know you. Because first of all, those who know you, number one, how are you treating them? Are you maintaining a healthy relationship with them? Are you maintaining a healthy relationship with them? Is there a communication going on? Or you just too big to admit your wrongs, so you decide to eliminate them out of your lives and then point fingers? What do you do? How do you maintain relationships with those people around you? Because to me, I'll eyeball anybody who make that statement that strangers do more for them than their friends and their families. Because first of all, how are you treating those around you? How are you maintaining those relationships with those individuals, your friends and your families? What are the tools that you are using? I will eyeball anyone who make the statements that strangers do more for them than their friends or family, because it says a lot about them and less about their friends or family. Because you have to think, what are you doing to them? Or how are you maintaining relationships with those individuals? How are you maintaining the relationship with those individuals? Because that's what it's about. Once you build, you have to maintain the relationships. You have to. You don't just build and just leave it alone. You have to continuously be working and make sure that you are nourishing those relationships faithfully. We need to start utilizing and valuing those people around us. We need to start utilizing their skills and value them, their purpose and their access in our lives, and stop using their statements that strangers do more, because it's just not realistic. It's just not realistic. It's not realistic that strangers are willing to do more for you than the people that truly knows your in and outs, your friends and your families. So let's talk about it. Let's have this conversation. What are the tools that you are using to build, and how are you maintaining relationships with those people who are close to you, with those people who personally know you ins and outs? So building a foundation. I'm going to just give you two today. Building a foundation. One, you train others how to love you, and two, motivation. What are you doing to motivate those around you and in your lives? Because we are emotional beings. We are human beings. Even animals have emotions. So just imagine, animals have emotions. Humans are full of emotions. It fluctuates up and down, like we live off of emotions. So building a foundation, number one, you train others how to love you. And how you train others how to love you in that crucial stage is very, very, very important, because that's what will follow through the entire relationship. The very beginning. What is that relationship built upon? How was that relationship built? What were the things that you would use to build that relationship? Training someone how to love you is what you accept and reject. What you accept is allowing them to treat you, and what you reject is telling them, I am not and refused to be treated this way. So in the very beginning, those are the crucial things to get them flat. You train the person and the person train you. At that very stage is called information gathering. You're both are gathering information and just understanding one another. Understanding, respect, and patience. Understanding, respect, and patience. So you have to be mindful on how you build and start a relationship, because it can hinder you down the line, or it can be rewarding down the line. It can go both ways. So maintaining. So number one is training. How you train someone to love you is by what you accept and what you reject. And anything you accept is how you teaching them. So what you allowing them to do is how you telling them you want to be loved. How you telling them you want to be loved? If you accepting the fact that they can come home anytime, they can go out every weekend. If that's how it started in the beginning, during the middle or towards the deep part of it, don't complain. Don't complain, because you allowed it, you accept it in the beginning. It was no issue, it was not a problem. So now why is it a problem now? Why is it a problem? If you knew from the very beginning that it did not sit well with you and it was not okay for every weekend to be going out and about, it should have been addressed at the very beginning. You don't wait later down before you address it, because now it's irrelevant. So you have to be very mindful on what you allowed, because that's how you're treating a person, how to treat you. Do not be afraid to reject. Do Do not be afraid. When you reject them, give a reason and let it be logical and rational. Give a reason why you are rejecting it, because I feel we're not spending time together. You have to give a logical and rational reason why you're rejecting it. And 2, motivation. You have to keep people motivated. And by how you keep people motivated is how you treat them. Relationship truly based on how you make the person feel is very, very important. How you take care of them, how you treat them, how you pay attention to them, how you care for them is how you keep them motivated. You gotta keep that person motivated. You gotta keep them going. You gotta give them a reason. You gotta give them a reason to keep on going. But you have to keep those around you motivated at all times. And how you keep them motivated is truly based on how you are treating them. Are you paying attention to their needs? Are you supporting them? Are you listening to them? Are you having patience with them? Are you communicating with them? You have to keep them motivated at all times. Because once you keep them motivated, how they will perform. That is how they will perform, by the motivation you give them. You have to give them motivation. We all want to be motivated. We all need to be motivated. We need something to motivate us because we are human beings. And we have a lot of temptations thrown at us each and every day. The moment we open our eyes, there are decisions that need to be made. And some decisions have consequences. Decisions have consequences. So you have to understand those crucial things. That motivation is solely based on their performance. How are you keeping those individuals motivated? When a person is not doing their job, it can be one or two things. If a relationship is just confusion, misunderstanding more often than the good times, it's one or two things. Patience and lack of communication. Lack of communication and patience. Individuals who are not motivated, you give them a reason to imagine things in their minds. And once they imagine those things in their mind, they then will try to bring it into real life. And if it's not in real life, they create it to be in real life. And that's how misunderstanding occurs. Because to eliminate misunderstanding, you have to know the person. And how you know the person, you have to get to know the person. You have to make time for the person, understand, and have patience. Because once you get to know the person, I promise you, the misunderstanding is not going to happen too often. I'm not saying it's not going to happen at all. It's not going to happen too often. Because once you get to know the person, it eliminates all the extra and any misunderstanding that may be formed through imaginations. How to maintain that foundation that is built is you truly have to take the time. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the work to be proactive. You have to be active in their person's life. You have to grow with them. You have to understand them, and you have to have patience. So maintaining relationship is the crucial part of relationship, because anybody can form relationship. Anybody. But what is really important is the maintenance. And you have to maintain it. Plants are not going to stay alive if you do not water it. And that's how human beings are. Human beings are wired emotionally. So you have to pay attention to their wants, their needs. You have to pay attention to them. Understand them. Have patience with them. Maintaining it requires you to be active in their lives. You have to be active. You have to show interest. Show support. Building a foundation requires training and motivation. Maintaining the relationship requires you to be proactive and to be consistent. You have to be consistent. You have to. And maintaining consistency will have to start with having patience, being understanding, and communication. So in a relationship, it's not hard. Maintaining it is not hard either. It just takes you putting in the work. How bad do you value the relationship? Because that also depends. If you value the relationship, you're willing to maintain it. You're willing to maintain anything that you value. You take care of. So if you value the relationship, take care of it, nourish it, be consistent. Now let the truth be told. You take it or you leave it, but you will hear it. This is Conversation with Boy.